What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out a new update by Aerofly FS, which is now Aerofly FS 2019. So significant of an update, they had to relaunch this as a whole new product. So we'll be trying it out, giving it a try, giving a first look at it. I haven't really touched it. I changed my settings to make sure my graphic settings were good. Other than that, really haven't done anything with it. So looking at getting a couple test flights in. We'll try out the some of the new aircraft. We'll try out the scenery. Just take a quick look at it to see what we think, and get into it. So let's go look at first. We'll look at the aircraft. And I know they added a few different aircraft. I'm not really completely up to date with what liveries and stuff like that they added, if any. But you know, we got the Cessna 172 with a few liveries. We got the Blue Wave, Classic, Standard. We got the C90 King Air with a few liveries. So we got the Stars and Stripes. We also have the F1 Camel, the Extra 330. That's the aerobatics plane. We got a couple fighter jets, the F-15. I like the desert scheme. I do like that. We also have the F-18, the Blue Angel scheme, Century of Flight, Digital Cambo, and NASA, Swiss Air Force as well. But don't know if any of those are new. Again, I'm not completely up to date with what liveries actually updated, but I do know that they added a couple planes. We're going to see that in a second. We got the Learjet, which was also in the older aircraft. We have the MB339. We have the P38, the S2B. That's a tail dragger. We got the Dash Q400. This is actually a pretty cool plane right here. Look at that dope livery. Horizon Celebration. That's festive. Horizon Green, SATA, Skywork, Austrian. I'm really surprised at how few like American liveries they have, with especially with us being limited to only flying in California, which we'll see when we look at the map. But it's been a big question on the forums. Will they add Swiss, like the Swiss area region again? We shall see. Robinson R22 was another the big updates that came. This will be interesting. This will be my first time ever flying a helicopter on a mobile flight sim. I'm pretty horrible at it on the desktop, so we'll see how that goes. We got our our gliders. We got our Airbuses for you Airbus fans. Again, don't know if any of those liveries updated. I'm not really sure. They have the A380, and we get another glider, and then the Baron 58, 737. 747. So yeah, that's all the planes. I think they only added those two and some liveries. So, but we'll go back. We will start off with where do we want to fly? Let's do the Q400. Why not? Let's try that out. We'll do Alaskan because that's like the only one of these liveries we've ever seen in California. Or Air Canada is possible too. We'll do Alaska. And then we'll hit back and we'll go to location and we'll figure out where we want to spawn in at. Where do we want to spawn? Obviously they got the map. As far as the map, they got all of California, all the way up to Washington, but I think the only spawnable locations as far as airports go are in the Southern California region. Anything above, oops, hit a button. Anything above, let's see, it's a flight plan I was playing with earlier. Looks like whatever these cities are. It's about as far north as you can get as far as spawning in. But I think you can still fly up there. We'll have to try that and see for sure. But we got some beautiful scenery and mountains all up in this area. You guys know I love flying in California in general. I have a lot of scenery on my desktop as well. So anyways, let's find out where do we want to start out at. Man, this is tough. Let's just go ahead and do San Francisco. How about that? We'll do San Francisco. I'm not going to do this flight plan because we'll be testing on a few different planes and I don't want to limit ourselves to that, but we will go ahead and just spawn in here on to, actually we want to spawn on the other runway. We're going to spawn in on 01 left. Did it do it? Yeah, it did it. Alright, 01 left. And that's good. Go back and we'll hit start. Alright, tap screen and calibrate. Oh snap, we're in the air. Why are we in the air? Let's go back. Location. I wanted to actually start on the ground. That was my idea. There we go. Oh well, that's fine. That's good. That works right there. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Now we're on the ground. Make sure we got some sounds. All right, we're loaded up at San Francisco in the Dash Q400 Alaska Horizon. Looks pretty good. Looks decent. I mean, again, we are on a mobile sim, so you have to you have to remember that. But for a mobile sim, it looks pretty good. I can't complain too much about it. We got shadowing on the ground. We got the runway textures. Looking not too bad. Obviously, the actual photo imagery is a little blurry from on the ground, but that's expected to save storage space. Let's take a look on the inside. We'll go to co-pilot view. Really weird that the yokes are like shaking like that. But fully animated interior cockpit. We got the I believe the throttle moves, speed brake moves, flat levers move. If I turn the throttles up, you'll see the ITTs and prop RPMs and all that stuff spoiled up as well. I don't know if fuel and all that stuff is simulated. I don't think it is. There's our fuel right there. We have looks like 1,500 kilograms on both wings. Has the I think it's the air temperature. It says 14 degrees Celsius currently. And we'll be trying out some of the weather later too. Cause we'll change up the weather and see. We do have clouds too. Let's not forget about the clouds. And the terminal over there looks pretty darn good. It looks really good, I have to say. Pretty believable. We'll have to do a full flight sometime and actually land and pull into a terminal and actually get a closer look at that. But today I want to get up in the air and get a feel of what this is all about. See what the hype is about. So anyways, yeah, interior texture, I'm pretty happy with it. I can do it. I can dig it. It's not clickable. You can't click on anything in here. Can I? No. Cannot click on any of the gauges or anything like that, but I think they all animate and they change depending on what you've done. So let's see. I'm still getting used to the UI. I'm not used to the UI on here. All right, so let's just turn the throttle up, I guess. Flaps already set for takeoff. Gears down. We'll throttle 100%, whatever. Who cares? There's 80 knots, 90 knots, 100. The whole rudder thing is so weird to me. And we'll rotate. That's positive climb. Gear up. Very nice. Let's go ahead and lean to the left. One thing I don't like, and it's just preference, nothing against the app itself, but I personally don't like to have the city names and all this stuff popping out. I don't like the green route squares either. That's something I don't like anything basically. Like when I fly, my preference is just not to see anything but the plane itself. So we have to get up into the clouds and fly up in there. Bank angle, holy. There's San Francisco, pretty accurate. Looks really good, pretty believable from the sky. And then outside the airport, once you get some 3D bridges and roads, but then it kind of ends. Then it's just ortho scenery, just photo scenery for the rest of the way. But I mean, you have to say it looks pretty darn good. I mean, from like right now we're at, I believe we're at 3,000 feet and climbing, and it already looks pretty decent. You can see it gets really blurry right there. Like it's nice and it's blurry, so it's kind of spotty. Some spots are pretty blurry, some spots are nice, but these mountains over here to our left, this is my favorite mountains in San Francisco. Those look really nice from where we are right now. We're gonna bank to the right. Let's see if I know that the Golden Gate Bridge and stuff is out here, so Move to the right. Pull our power back. Another really cool feature that they talked about in the release notes was the smart co-pilot thing. Let's give that a try. I think if we click on co-pilot over here on the right, it gives us some options. I think the power symbol will turn the co-pilot on, and I think, yeah, I don't really know exactly how that works, but I guess the co-pilot will fly for you. Let's click on that and see what happens. Yeah, so I am no longer controlling the plane now. The plane is controlling itself, or the co-pilot is controlling the plane for us. I'm not sure where he's gonna go. I think he might just hold that turn. Yeah, so let's go to co-pilot. I think if I hit CTR, is that gonna center us? Yeah, now it's gonna level us off. I see a little route icon. I think if I click on the route, it will actually continue en route, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature. I actually really like that. Like, it allows you to do exactly what we're doing now, is like go through and look at the scenery and just hit co-pilot, and the co-pilot will fly for you. Or if you just want to do a flight from one place to the other, you could let the co-pilot do the majority of it. Going up on San Francisco now. I think you can also change, yeah, speed. Yeah, there's speed. I think this, the arrow on the top, I think that's speed. The little plane going faster, you can go slower. Right now we're going 230 knots. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, we're still at 5,400. We could also control the altitude, if he turns, all that stuff. It's pretty darn cool. Actually, I really like that. It's a pretty cool feature. I never really thought about that. I think that'll be cool on any flight sim. We can see now the scenery's gotten a little bit nicer. As far as quality wise, you can see a few 3D objects here and there. There's the radio tower. All the hills in San Francisco. One of my favorite cities, you guys know. Golden Bridge is off our left wing right now. And we're about to fly over downtown San Francisco. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back into settings and turn off those names. I just don't like to see them. There's the Bay Bridge right there off our nose. And Oakland. And I guess it's nice if you're, I don't know, it's a preference thing. There's San Francisco right there, downtown SFO. Very nice. This will be really fun to do VFR for sure. Oh, there's even the baseball stadium right there. Did a pretty good job on the landmarks. Yeah, this will be really fun VFR, I think. Yeah, there's a Bay Bridge right there off our right wing. That takes you over to Oakland. And then where's Alcatraz? Alcatraz is right there off our left wing currently. And then the Golden Gate Bridge is off our left wing as well. And we'll I'm not gonna do a full flight with this, because I kind of want to hop in some different planes and try some things out. We'll probably try the helicopter next. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, that'll definitely be fun. We can probably load up on this closer airport over here somewhere. We'll probably, we'll go somewhere else. Maybe go to LAX or something. Kind of change it up. We might stay around SFO. Matter of fact, I want to kind of go around. Let's see, we can tell the co-pilot to make a left turn. I think if we tap right here in the left arrow, you can't see me tapping it, but I'm tapping it. It's actually changing my heading bug. So it's basically autopilot. You just turn on co-pilot and it's like an autopilot pretty much is what it's doing. I don't like that I have to... Okay, there we go. I'm holding it now, so now it's turning. Cool. Yeah, so co-pilot is turning the plane now. That's pretty dope. But it's kind of... I think it's because I have my HUD to hide every few seconds, so I think that's why it's not allowing me to keep on clicking on it. I can also tell him to slow down by clicking down at the bottom. You can't see my clicks, sadly, but I'm changing the speed to 197 right there in the top. The pink and the pink. What kind of flyby views we got? Very, very nice. Pretty cool, I gotta say. It's pretty darn cool. It's yeah, I like it. I do. So what I'm curious about though is what about the areas outside of these popular areas, like outside of San Francisco? How much attention did they pay out there? Alright, I'm gonna take control from the co-pilot. I'm gonna turn co-pilot off. And I'm gonna go back to the interior so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. I'm gonna pull the throttle back, and we're gonna descend unrealistically. Are there speed brakes in this thing? I don't know. And we're hearing that beeping because we're over speeding, but we're about to fly over Golden Gate Bridge. Take a closer look at it.
25.
There's no traffic like any there's no like ground traffic, anything like that. Can we hit the bridge? Oh, pull up, pull up. I feel like that, it may be too soon, but I feel like that one guy who stole a Q400 in Alaska and Seattle. Yeah, you guys heard about that story. Cool. Alright, let's switch planes. Let's do two things. Let's turn off all that extra stuff. Where is that at? Let's turn off. Alright, we're gonna switch to the Robinson R22. I like the yellow one. Let's do the yellow one. And I have no idea how to fly this thing, so this is gonna be fun. Let's go back. Okay, cool, we're on the ground. There's a co-pilot feature even on this. That's pretty cool. Get that massive yoke-ish thing. Alright, let's take a look at this baby from the outside real quick before we take off and crash it. Wow, this thing looks pretty cool. I like the guy inside there. Very nice. Wow, look at that. I don't know, I like the model, man. This is, it looks really nice inside out. Like the quality of everything just looks really good. And then even like zooming in and seeing planes in the background. The airport looks really nice. Alright, let's get this thing, see if we can get this thing in the air. Let's go back to the interior view. Oh, okay, that's not what I want to do. Let's restart. I keep forgetting there's a, they probably should like hide that button or something. I don't feel that it's safe to just have that button there. Cause like, what if you don't want to just all of a sudden pop up in the air? Cause what that button does is on the top right is it just makes you airborne. If you don't want to take off, it just makes you airborne. Alright, so interior view is what I want to do. And that'll be this one right here. Which is weird because technically when you fly a helicopter, you'd be flying out of the right seat if you're the main. So I'll go over to the right seat. There we go. I believe this has working gauges as well. We are facing east. That's what it says. Alright, let's give it a try. I guess I just give it throttle. We'll see. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Okay, we're up. We're up. Alright, so I'm using my right finger right now to look around. I'm trying to get into a hover to see what the ground effect is like, to see if it's realistic. And it's not. I can tell just by how easy it was to land. But I mean, you know, it makes sense to, you know, they made it a little bit easier than it should be. Okay, that might have been real. Let's see. Because there's this thing when you're in a helicopter, when you get right above the ground, there's a thing called ground effect. It has to do with the prop wash or whatever heck it's called. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk like I know what I know. I'm trying to talk like I know what I'm talking about, but I kind of do and I kind of don't about some things. But when it comes to helicopters, I know for sure when you get close to the ground, you get into this like ground effect, and the plane, the aircraft, or sorry, the chopper, helicopter, whatever, can act a little bit different than you would expect it to. It's not the same as like a plane. So when you get close to the ground, a little different. Yeah, it might be. I think the physics might be right because we slammed the ground pretty hard there. But it's definitely a whole lot easier than I thought it would be. But I feel like it should be. Alright, let's go to downtown San Diego. I'll try that out. One thing I will say that is backwards and they should change is in the helicopter, it's the collective that actually makes you go up, not the throttle. The throttle is a completely different thing. So technically your controls should be like, as far as your power controls should be backwards. So in order for us to go up, I should be pulling this thing down or towards me because the collective is actually right here. and you'd be pulling that down to add more thrust, I guess you could say. But anyways, that's my first little thing. But other than that, I don't know. This is definitely a smart move. With the fact that they can tell that they definitely spent some time on their 3D scenery and whatnot. It's definitely worth it having a helicopter to be able to fly around and actually see a closer look at it. I don't know if there's contact. I don't know if I hit one of these buildings, if I'm going to die. We're going to try to stay alive as long as possible. Taking a closer look at San Diego. You can see you get 3D buildings, but you also have the pretty low quality textures underneath them. But I think once you're high up in the sky, you don't really pay attention to that. I will say the textures on these buildings are pretty nice up close. Look at these. See if we can slow down. Look at that texture. Okay, we can't see it. Hold on. Oh, turn. Don't die, don't die. Like even the reflections off of the windows, that's legit. How do I? I'm still getting used to how to turn. I think you have to use like the tilt feature on the phone to actually turn, rather than using an actual rudder switch. He said I haven't found the rudder yet. We're doing better than I thought. We've already survived longer than expected. But yeah, I like the reflection off of the windows. That's a nice little touch. The textures are pretty nice. You may have to like get close to one and pause. I don't think I'm going to be able to successfully actually hover next to anything. It's a cool little building right there. I wonder how accurately placed these things are. I mean, you can't really see the streets very well because they're blurry, but these are definitely San Diego buildings. They definitely used correct models. Let's see if we can get close to one of these buildings and see the actual texture work. When I flew by one, I was like, wow, this looks actually pretty good. But I want to get close enough so you guys can see it on screen. I'm gonna drop down here. Oh god, I'm struggling right now. Sorry guys, this is not what I do. I don't do helicopters. I would like to. I really enjoy flying helicopters. It's pretty fun when you get the hang of it. The parking lot down there. I could turn the co-pilot on. That actually would be smart. He has the same options, but I want to do it on my own. We'll get close to... Let's do this building over here. So really, like the helicopter, even though it's a helicopter, the way that the physics feel, at least to me on my first try, feel like a plane. Like I feel like I'm flying a plane, which it shouldn't feel like I'm flying a plane. So we hit pause right there. We're gonna change our view. Oh, that looks amazing. And we'll take a closer look at these textures. Yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, look at those reflections. Like from here, even like it doesn't look blurry. Like a lot of scenery you'll see that people make in just different games in general, not even just on mobile flight sims. But when you get this close to the scenery, a lot of times it gets really like pretty much it looks like how the ground looks to us right now. But they did a decent job of getting some pretty good quality from up close-ish. You know, we're not right next to it, but we're pretty darn close, and it still looks pretty darn good. Yeah, look at that. Very, very nice. Good job, Aerofly. All right, so let's try to land this thing, and we'll move on to the next plane. Unpause. Let's go back to my interior view. Is there a rooftop? Let's land on the rooftop. Why not? Do a rooftop real quick. Let's see. Let's do an easy one. This is an easy rooftop. All right, let's see if we can land on this rooftop. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, I got my throttle ready. I'm trying to pull back on the controls to kind of get into a hover. I'm gonna rotate the aircraft to the left. Can I rotate to the left? How do I rotate to the left? I don't know how to rotate to the left. There we go, now we're rotating. To the right. It's rudder control is very important, and that's something I'm missing right now, because I don't know how to do the rudder. Alright, we're coming down. I don't know where we're coming down at. We're coming down. Oh, this is horrible. Okay. That's where we want to be. Right there. That's where we want to be. So I'm gonna start taking some of the throttle out slowly. I'm not gonna take it out completely because we'll just drop out of the sky. Alright, we're descending. Descending too fast. You also don't want to overcompensate and add too much throttle because then you'll screw up the helicopter as well. We're gonna try our best to land right there on that parking lot on top of this building right here. Can we do it? We just missed it. I think we landed on the edge. Jesus. Okay. Rejected. Let's try it again. Man, I just don't know. How do I rudder this, man? I'm about to test it when we get into something else. Jeez. Okay. Let's get over the bridge. Over the parking lot first. Alright, we're coming down. Oh, we did it. We're down. Sheesh. We just watched that replay. Oh wait, wow. Look at that. We're landed, but it's not actually perfect on the thing. Oh well. I can't judge. Alright, replay. Let's see how horrible that looked. We'll see the first one too. Let's do the flyby. If that's even possible. No, let's just do this. Oop, yeah, that's what happened. We landed on that little bitty piece of the building. And we fell back. Second attempt. We still haven't really gone through those clouds yet. We'll do that next. We'll hop in a fighter jet or something and really explore. And really get the heck out of here. Alright, let's speed up. Here we come. So in real life, if we landed like this, we would probably have died. But yeah, it doesn't land us perfectly on the top. Maybe some buildings do, but this one doesn't. So here's a bug, people. All right, let's go back. Let's go to aircraft again. I want to hop in that F-18. That thing I had my eye on that thing. Actually, well, I think before we hop into F-18, you know, we still have so much stuff to do. We've done the Q400. We've done the chopper. I want to do some aerobatics. I'll probably save. I kind of want to hop in this plane, but it's slow. So I want to get into something that's pretty quick. We can do aerobatics in, and we can actually go through the clouds. So we'll do that with the F-18, the Blue Angels livery. And we'll change our location to... There's an Air Force base. I think it's called Bailey or something like that. Where is it? There it is. Bailey Air Force Base. And we'll top runway 33. Hit start. Yeah, so I don't think there's a way to load fuel. I don't think fuel is modeled or simulated just yet. Nice, nice. Taking a look. You know me, I have to look at the textures first. See how it looks. Yeah, it sounds okay. It's nothing like go crazy over. Ooh, that texturing, that shadowing is horrible right now. Looks like freaking Minecraft. All right, let's hop on inside of the cockpits. I don't know why you'd have a co-pilot in here, but the feature's still there. All right, another stores page. Weapons safe. There's our radar. There's our HSI in the middle. It's actually pretty correct. We got our gear select. All of our lighting is right there, as well as our carrier hook bypass switch. Our position light is behind the throttle. The rudder trim's right there. There's our APU start where it should be, as well as external tanks and the engine crank as well on the left side. On the right side, we have our compass, not compass. Did I say compass? Not the compass. The radar altimeter. We have our lighting settings, our iris, our console lighting, anti-ice, radar stuff all on the right side. See, our radar is turned off right now, so we can't actually track anything. All right, let's go fly. Flaps 50%, that works. I'm not gonna go 100%, we don't need 100% throttle. As you can see now, I have all the HUD stuff turned off, so I'm using just what's interior. And there's rotate, we're at 180 knots already. We'll go gear up. Very nice. Just stay low while we fly past the airport, get a look at the Air Force Base for a little bit. I wonder, is Vegas on here? Could we fly to Nellis? I wonder if that's possible. Right, let's go back to interior and go full blast and go right to this cloud over here. Take a look at some of these clouds. The newest member of the Blue Angels. Oh, we still have the flaps on. I forgot about that. Flaps 0. Wow, that's actually very satisfying right there. The way we flew through that was very satisfying, I have to say. Wow, that looks really good. That looks really stinking good. Alright, gonna make a right turn. I wonder if they have any wing effects or anything like that. Let's take a look at the exterior. Yeah, no, there's none of the no contrails, none of, like, whenever you turn really tight, you'll see like some vapors going off of the wings, but you don't hear anything here. Looking good. Let's do some low flying real quick. Back into the cockpit we go. We'll go down. Still full throttle right now. Again, there's no fuel, so you can pretty much just go full throttle as long as you want, I guess. I'm getting pretty decent frames. I'm not getting real chops. Everything's handling pretty well as of now. We'll see. Haven't had to restart for any stupid reasons. And pulling up. Right now we're at 1,000 knots, which is, looks like Mach 1.59. They did a pretty good job on the clouds. I believe they're also animated. I think they're slowly moving. I don't know if they're actually moving their position completely, but I think they may be rotating slightly to kind of give all the different clouds a slight variation. You can also see we have some real high clouds up there too. Very cool. Alright, let's go back up to the high. We're at 11,000 feet right now, but the elevation is climbing. I have no idea where we actually are. I know the beach is behind us, so that means we must be flying to the east. Actually, no, we're flying northeast. We are moving. Yeah, those aircraft sounds for the jets could definitely use some love. Let's see what other views we got. We got this view. Very nice. Oh, you can actually see the pilot's arm. If you look at it real close, you see the pilot's arm moving on the yoke, or the joystick, whatever you would call it. I'm having a really hard time flying backwards. Let's see what else we got. What is this? Oh, that's kind of cool. Some pretty nice reflections off the textures. It's real quiet, which is actually right. Like, it's real quiet right now. Or I'm sorry, not quiet. I mean, it's if you're listening to this on headphones, you'll hear that the sound is actually only coming out of your right ear, because we're on the left side of the plane. And the reason I thought it was quiet is because I actually only have my left headphone on. I think we're already at near Lake Tahoe. How high are we right now? We are at 24,000 feet. We need to climb up some more. Oh, this worked right here. Up through another layer of clouds right there. That's pretty dope. Straight up. What other views do we have in this baby? We got the follow view. We got the ace combat view. Then we got the interior. Alright, let's yeah, we're about to go into a stall. Yeah, we are. Here comes a stall. That's a nice glare. Oh, that looks very nice. Wow. There's a 60 knots. We were definitely falling out of the sky. We're still climbing. What? Even though you're limited to California, I gotta say, when you're up here, you don't really feel like you are. Like, it doesn't, like, there's so much, from a high altitude, there's so much quality scenery that it looks like you could just fly as far as you could think to fly to. But obviously, at some point, it's gonna end. I'm not really sure what happens when it does, but it's gonna end eventually. I also gotta say that I like that, like, the clouds, you can see the clouds don't extend all the way out to the horizon, but you don't see a massive square. Like, there's been some plugins, like, for example, on X-Plane desktop, some of the cloud plugins, when you get to a certain altitude, the clouds just stop, especially if you're flying over overcast. Speaking of overcast, let's do this. Let's go see if there is. Let's change the weather conditions. I want to see if the clouds actually change. So we got visibility set to high, cumulus cloud density low, cumulus cloud height right in the middle, cirrus cloud density, cirrus cloud height. Let's do. Can we make it overcast? Let's do cirrus cloud density high, cloud height low, cloud density high, visibility in the middle somewhere. Really, all you can do with the, oh, here we go, clouds. Oh, we just did that, didn't we? Yeah. Wind, we'll leave that alone. Time, we'll leave that alone. And we'll hop into a different aircraft. And let's check out the Airbus A320. We will fly. Yeah, we'll do Delta, I guess. That's the only, was it Coté, British, Air France. Yeah, Delta's the only American livery they have for the A320. And obviously, there is no American carriers who fly the A380. We have for this Sun Country, United, the throwback, U.S. Airways, United. We'll just do A320 for now. Delta and location. Wow, we're all the way over here. Yeah, we're right over here. We're actually right north of Lake Tahoe. It looks like this scenery goes all the way to Salt Lake City. Yeah, that's Salt Lake City right there, except there's no airport there. So we'll do that. We'll take off out of LA this time. Let you usually use. I click on the airport. Choose your Starlink. Oh, come on. Okay, that's weird. It won't let me actually choose. Maybe I'm clicking on it wrong. There we go. I will take off on 25 right. Start. Man, these textures look really good, I have to say. And I like that the textures actually change depending on what airport you're at, to match the characteristics of the actual airport. So you noticed at San Diego, the runway textures looked a bit different than they do here at LAX than they do at San Francisco. So that's one thing that's pretty nice. Man, I'm getting some frame drops now. You see that? I'm also having struggles of you know why? We turned the cloud density to like max, and now we're struggling to keep it going. So let's hop in the cockpit. So even though the exterior I don't know, didn't look as high quality as I was kind of expecting, the interior looks pretty darn good though. Yeah, I really like the interior. This is very nice. Very mostly high res. You see at some areas it's not so good, but most of it looks pretty darn good. Anyways, let's see if we can if our this iPhone 10 can handle flying into the clouds with the max density of clouds and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn, make sure the flaps are set for takeoff. We'll go ahead and put the throttle up. Main toga. Yeah, look at that, frames, dropping frames. There's rotate somewhere around there. So I don't think they have like real weather. So you can't you couldn't simulate real weather unless you just kind of created your own situation. But the clouds look really good actually. Like on overcast, these clouds look really good. You can definitely see some frame drops. We're definitely it's really murdering our frames. Our performance is horrible right now, but maybe that's something they can iron out in the future. But other than that, like the clouds themselves look really darn good. Look at that. Man, this is a situation to turn Copilot on. There we go. Yeah, even like everything is lagging for me. Even the click on Copilot took me a second to get it to work. We're turning right out of Los Angeles to the north. I just want to get a look at this. Wow, like that looks really stinking good. I think that's Santa Monica right there, the airport. In order to fly like this, you have to have a beast of a phone. You have to have one of the newest phones. And again, I have an iPhone 10. This phone is only a year old, and it's really not that much different than. Let's go ahead and center this so they can fly straight. Really not that much different than like the newer iPhones. And I've seen some comments saying that even like the newer iPhone, like the newest updated iPhone, has trouble in certain settings. Wow. Let's go ahead and tell Copilot to climb. 200 feet. 2,000 actually. And we'll actually go back into the cockpit as well and just kind of take a look at all these gauges and see if everything's moving as they should be. You can see actually it has like an actual GPS. So you can see LAX is actually where it is. We're passing 4,600 or 8,100. If I go to Copilot and I can change the altitude here. So basically Copilot is a replacement for autopilot. They just call it Copilot to kind of make it sound cooler. We'll go up to like, I don't know, whatever, 13,500. It's a VFR altitude. And if I tell him to turn, there it is, it'll change our heading bug and the aircraft will also start turning. Again, you can see the frames dropping. You can see the frames dropping. But it does look good. It looks great. I mean, like the normal clouds look really good too. But when you get to this much cloud cover, now I'm impressed. Like this looks amazing for a mobile sim. Like the game has changed, guys. Like competition is getting really fierce in the mobile flight sim world. And it's been going on for a while. I know these guys have been working on it, but all the competition now, there's a lot of flight sims. Not a lot, I can't say a lot, but the main mobile flight sims are all trying to step the game up right now. And Aerofly FS 2 has shown their hand of cards. Alright, let's see if there's a wing view we can do. Yeah, we'll do a wing view as we fly through the clouds. I think, what is that? Is that downtown Los Angeles? Yep, that's Los Angeles right there. Downtown LA. Yeah, my phone is getting a little hot too. Jesus. Look at this in the flyby view. You can see it really well how bad the frames are. Alright, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through that. God. Alright, so wing view. I just want to see these clouds. Jesus, look at that. That looks really. I know I keep saying that, but I'm impressed. Cycling through some of these views. I feel like where they're lacking right now, we need to switch planes, fly something else that's higher quality on the exterior view. We can get a very realistic view of this. Oh man, this is just unbearable. This is unplayable at this point. So we're in the overcast layer right now, and I can't even rotate my screen. But it looks good. You can tell they use real cloud textures to make the clouds. If you look real close, you can see they're kind of like faded cloud textures. So warning, guys, if you may crash your game if you do this. We're stress testing it right now. Alright, we're not doing that view. There we go. I swear I jumped this up a bit. Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I did. Alright, Copilot, if you could climb a few more 1,000 feet so we can get above this cloud layer, that would be much appreciated later. Is it climbing? Yeah, we're climbing. We're at 12,000, climbing for 30,000. I wonder if it's possible en route to create a flight plan. Let's see. Navigation, we are here. Let's do a, let's land back at Los Angeles. I won't do that. Let's fly to John Wayne. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll land runway 20 right. Can I delete my old flight plan? Is that possible? Oh crap, did I just move us? I did. Oh well. Yeah, I did. Darn. Oh well. Let's try out the next thing. Let's see. One last thing. We're going long. We've done the fighter jet stuff. We've done helicopters. I also want to get something that's really good looking. 747-500? Jesus. 747-400. We could do that. How about we do this? We're gonna do the A380 because I know some of you guys are big A380 fans. So we're gonna hop in the A380. We'll do British Airways. I'm not even gonna take off. We're gonna plant this thing in the air somewhere. Let's go from. Just go from just north of San Francisco. And then we'll go to navigation and create a flight plan that'll land us in San Francisco. On runway 28. Right. Yeah, there it is. 28 right ILS 111.7. That's what we will do. Matter of fact, let's try to go a little farther out. We'll fly over Oakland. There we go. And we'll add a couple different waypoints here. We'll fly over that waypoint to Point Reyes. Great. And what we'll do, we'll have the co-pilot actually fly the route. And then we'll see if we can actually make it and land. Let's see what happens. So I left all the. There you go. So I hit power for co-pilot. Now I turn the GPS, I guess, on. So now he's gonna follow GPS, which is something I don't know if FS. I don't know if the first version had that. So check out the inside. Looks pretty dope. Got charts on the left. And we're at 12,000. Got all of the gauges in the middle are working. You can see our, oh, that's pretty cool. You can even see our flight plan on the display. That's pretty dope. None of this probably matters because a lot of this has to do with weight and cruise and weight and balance, which is not simulated yet. We do see the altitude, vertical speed, all that stuff. Very nice. And let's take a look at the exterior. A lot of views on this thing. Still having some pretty slow frames flying over it, but we are also over the water right now. But that looks pretty darn good. I guess if I zoom out a bunch, it doesn't look amazing. Let's see, can we climb? There we go. I want to see what it looks like at like cruise altitude. Like if we were cruising at like 30,000 feet, what does that look like? How high are we right now? We're at 20,000, so let's go up to 27, 28, 29, and there's 30,000. So what does it look like from 30,000 feet? Let's see. And it looks okay. Definitely looks better when you're right above the clouds or right in it, right below it. But like the higher you get away from it, the farther you get away from the clouds, they don't look as great. But you can see you have a cirrus layer up ahead, above us. And I don't know what that line is down there. I'm not sure what that's about. So definitely seen some performance issues. You can see land coming up off in the distance. And what views do we have? We got the fixed follow, the follow view, fixed follow view, no model, heads up display. Got the gear view as usual, side view. Got a few wing views. And got a few interior views. Alright, so Copilot is in control right now. We do need to descend, obviously, because we were planning on landing in San Francisco. Or attempting to land, and also attempting to use the ILS. I don't know how to do that, though. How do you tune into the ILS? Like, how do you... I don't... How do you... There's no, I don't even see a button. So we are descending down over San Francisco now, getting ready to attempt the ILS, runway 28 right. So I figured out how to do ILS. So basically all you do is you just got to go to the navigation screen and select 28 right or whatever runway you want to land on, and it'll automatically tune the ILS. You can see down here on our display, it already has ILS 28 right selected. So we're gonna be descending down for that. Flying over the Golden Gate Bridge. Actually, I think we just did. Yes, flew over Golden Gate Bridge right there. Still having some pretty horrible frames, but it looks freaking amazing. So I haven't turned it off yet. There's downtown San Francisco. But you can see where it looks a lot smoother when you're not looking at the clouds, but once it starts rendering clouds, when you look above, that's when you start seeing the frame drops. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and change that just to make the end of this video a lot smoother. Alright, so I changed it about a quarter of the way. It looks pretty good still. It still has enough to make it look overcast, or I guess you could say more like partly cloudy. But definitely got the frames better. So what I did is I went about 75% of the way up on the cloud density. But I didn't completely turn it down, so it's not 50%. It's about 75% cloud density is what I set it to. So there's SFO right there. I think actually it's way over there. Yeah, that's where it's way over there. And we're flying it by hand. We took over. That's why we're no longer on the flight plan perfectly. But I do like that there is a flight director and that you could actually follow the flight director. Like, I could pretty much fly this IFR. Pretty stinking cool. So we do need to slow down a lot, because we're at 300 knots at 2,000 feet. So I know a lot of people are going to be asking me, you know, is Aerofly FS 2019 worth it? And as I always say, I'm not the one to say. To me, it's like, is it up to you? You know, you got to take a look at the things that it offers, the things that you want in a mobile flight sim, the things that you're looking for, and ask yourself if it's worth it, if it's worth the money. It's definitely it's definitely good. It's definitely fun. It's a great sightseeing game. All right, we're getting close to our turn. How's our speed looking? Our speed is coming down. I'm climbing in order to get some of that speed off. I don't know how, because it says we can fly the ILS, but I don't know if the plane can take over it for us. I'll have to see. I'll hit route and see if that activates the approach mode. I'm gonna go down here and try to fly. Do my best to actually fly the I guess you could say the magenta line. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and hit Copilot now. Tell him to follow the route. Oh, there it is right there, a little landing. Oh, cool. Alright, cool. We're gonna do an auto land. Take a look out of the right wing. You see it frames a whole lot smoother now that I've turned down our clouds. We're flying over Oakland now. I don't have the names on, but I just know they're flying over Oakland. That's why I haven't turned off, because there's other ways of finding out where you are. And let's see if this thing can land itself completely without me doing anything. I will be impressed. Let's see, where are we? So we're making a right turn on our base. I wonder if I hit it, and I don't know when I'm supposed to press it. Like if I press it now, will it go ahead and land it for me, or does that work? Let's try it. I'm gonna hit it now. Okay, I don't know what it's doing, but it's turning away from where we want to go. I have no idea what it's doing right now. Okay, so the gear is down. Again, this is my first time. This is not a tutorial. So I know you guys like to come through the comments like, oh, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. Well, I don't know how to do it in the first place. I think we completely did it wrong though. That we are not going the right direction. I don't know where it's trying to take us. So basically it slowed us down to landing config, so I think we should have left it. I think we should have followed the GPS until we got on final, which makes sense. I don't know where it's taking us. We're going north now of the airport. Airport's on the left wing. Where are you going, bro? Where are you going? Let's see if we can switch it back to route mode, and if it'll take us where we want to go, and then we'll switch it back to approach. I'm gonna get this right, even if I have to relocate the plane. So we're definitely, our speed is down. So we're at landing speed. Our flaps have come down full actually, which is weird. This A380 actually does look really darn good though, I gotta say, from the interior. So we are about 5 miles from San Francisco. And it should put us on course to SFO. There it is. Alright, so it's making a turn for its final. And I will switch back to interior. Don't know at what altitude or distance out we're supposed to be, but I guess we probably just need to be pointing towards the runway before we pull out the approach mode. I'm loving the visibility I set it at, 'cause you can't really see the airport yet. Alright, now I'm gonna hit approach mode again, now that we are pointing in the right direction. Let's see what happens. It's not giving me any kind of indication that it's on the localizer or it's on the ILS or anything. We're just gonna have to trust it. And if all else fails, we'll just land. So this chart right here is actually San Francisco. I wonder if that chart changes or if it's always San Francisco. We have landing mode set or approach mode on set. We're at 1,900 feet. We are, it looks like 6 miles out. Yep, I have visual now. And we are right on the glide slope. And it looks like it's working because the aircraft is descending. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Good job, co-pilot. We got some gear tilt happening. Definitely gonna watch the replay when we land. I just can't believe an A380 can land this slow. Alright, so we are absolutely on the ILS completely. The plane is, I assume, going to land itself, or it's going to disconnect autopilot when we get close to the ground. We'll see what happens. Are we ready for both? But we successfully captured the localizer and ILS. Or I should say localizer and glide slope. It's just weird to me that it doesn't have an indicator. At least I don't see it. It would usually say like loc /GS and it'd be in green to let you know that you are established on the localizer and on the glide slope. Alright, here we go. We are now 1.9 miles out. And that is beautiful. That looks very accurate right there. There's a flare. Wow, very nice. I think the co-pilot even slows the plane down? No way. He is. Wow. Even when you get on the ground, co-pilot is still in control. He's actually putting reversers out, I think. Let's see if he'll exit the runway. I doubt he's gonna exit the runway. No, he's not gonna exit the runway. Alright, we're taking over. That's pretty freaking dope. Good job. Well, watch the replay. And just to note, I didn't touch the controls at all. I let the plane land itself completely. Very nice. Let's do a different view so we can see the landing a bit better. Let's do the... Yeah, I love this view. Here we go.
One hundred. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Very nice. Smooth too. Really surprised at how smooth the autopilot landed the plane. Alright, we'll do it from we'll do it from the wing view. I don't think there's any wing flex, but we'll find out now if there is. The water is just a texture, so there's no actual water, I don't think. Alright, next and for the last view, we will do just the regular old exterior view. And watch it from there. Alright, last view, here we go. Very smooth, very, very smooth. Nice. I thought it'd be more difficult, to be honest with you, to do an ILS approach, but that's pretty simple. You just get the plane pointed in the right direction on final, I guess. You hit approach mode, and the aircraft basically does everything else. It even slows down for you. And you have to disconnect, obviously, so that you can taxi off of the runway. But other than that, pretty cool, man. I can't complain. It's pretty dope. I think a lot of people are actually going to enjoy it. Like I said, man, I can't tell you if it's worth it. I can't. I can only tell you my personal opinion. But to you, it's up to you if you think if it's worth it to you. They definitely did a good job, though. I mean, you can't deny that they did a good job with the interiors. They made the clouds work. It definitely has some work that needs to be done. They need to optimize it maybe a bit more. Because my phone is pretty up to date. You know, I shouldn't have issues with frames on highest settings. We shouldn't have an issue. But I know they're trying to work on getting it on Android. We'll see what happens, but I will have a formal review of Aerofly FS 2019. So this is not the review, just my first look, my first impressions on it. But so far, I enjoyed my little flight. It was pretty cool. It was real fun flying around, sightseeing, just doing kind of VFR type stuff. We'll see what doing a full flight is like. I've never done that. We may have to do that, you know, someday. We'll see. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a quick look at Aerofly FS 2019. Definitely look forward to hearing from you guys in the future. Let me know what you think about it. If you've enjoyed the flight sim, if any comments, anything that I did wrong, which I most likely did. But definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys on what you guys think of this flight simulator, and what you think about the race. What do you think about the competition going on between all the different mobiles? Like, what do you think about the competition going on against all the different mobile flight sims right now with features and everything like that? Like, I think it's going to get more and more fierce as technology gets better, and demand is going to be demanding a lot more things. So, but anyways, guys, definitely appreciate the support as usual. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. See you guys next time, next video.